Hello YouTube! So for many of us, NaNoWriMo is right around the corner, which is equal parts super exciting and super scary. But this year I thought it would be fun to get our creative juices flowing in kind of a different way. So this year I am making the NaNoWriMo Tag video. I highly encourage any of you who have ever attempted NaNoWriMo, and especially those who are doing it this year, to make a video answering these questions and just kind of talking about our different writing styles and our writing history. And I think it'd be a really fun way to inspire each other to write even more and maybe even get some new people to try out NaNoWriMo. Question 1. How many times have you done NaNoWriMo? So I am crazy and found out about NaNoWriMo 10 years ago. I have done it successfully 9 times, and this year is going to be my 10th time. And I kind of can't believe that. Question 2. How did you find out about NaNoWriMo? This is kind of a funny story actually. Way back in the day when I was in high school, followed this girl on AOL Instant Messenger. I think that I met her from like a forum or something, but I don't really think that she knew who I was, but I added her to my AIM buddy list because she always had really clever buddy profiles. She always had like funny quotes in there, and she always had really good formatting and coding. I don't know. It was creepy. I just thought that she was cool. Anyway, in 2005, she had an away message up basically all month that said that she was doing National Novel Writing Month, and I had no idea what that was. And I remember like looking at it and wondering what that was, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. And so it wasn't until 2006 when another friend of mine, online internet friends, mentioned that they were doing NaNoWriMo that I actually looked into it and remembered that this was something that that other girl had talked about, and I just signed up. And so it was actually like a really weird finding of this program because I just sort of saw it in a buddy profile. Question 3. What was the name of the first novel that you attempted to write? So for those of you who haven't done NaNoWriMo before, if you've ever tried to write any other kind of novel, you can obviously answer with that. But my first NaNoWriMo novel was called The Forgotten Kingdom. It is a story that my friends and I in middle school used to role play within this world that we built on this like stupid little forum that we had online. And so then when I wanted to write my first NaNoWriMo novel, I asked my friends if they would mind if I just sort of took that world and that story and tried to make it a novel, and they were like, sure, go ahead. And so yep, it was The Forgotten Kingdom. Question 4. Give us a 1-sentence summary of what you are planning to write this year. So I have like a loose overview of the story that I want to write this year. I haven't gone in and done any sort of like in-depth outlining, but my story this year is going to be kind of weird. I wanted to challenge myself to try to write a story that sort of switched genres a couple of times. And so it's a story that starts out contemporary, then kind of switches to like a horror thriller, and then ends up being sci-fi. And I think that that's going to be a really fun challenge. And also it's just like a really bizarre plot about like aliens, and so I'm really excited about it. Question number 5. What is the best writing advice that you've ever been given? I've taken a number of writing classes, and I've talked to a lot of different people who consider writing to be their job, and so it's really hard to pick one thing. There's a lot of really great advice out there about building your plot and your characters and everything, but I think honestly the most important, most useful writing advice that I've ever been given is to just write every single day. Even if it's not, you know, for your novel, if you're writing a blog post or just creating a little short story, just making sure that you stay in the habit of writing every single day and making it a really important part of your life, I think is just, honestly, it's like the difference between people who want to be writers and the people who are. Did you ever take a year off from Nano, and why? So I've never taken a year off from Nano. There were definitely years where I maybe should have, but I didn't. The closest I ever got was, I believe, in 2009. Yeah, in 2009 I considered taking the year off. It was my junior year of college. I had just transferred from a community college to a full-on university. I had moved out of my parents' house for the first time. I had all new roommates and everything, and I felt very overwhelmed, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to do Nano. And so for the first like 2 to 3 days of November, I was not working on a novel. And then I just got so jealous of everybody online working on their novels and talking and doing writing sprints that I just caved and I just did it anyway. What is your biggest inspiration when figuring out what to write? I don't really know. I don't really have like a method for brainstorming. A lot of times what I'll do is sort of twofold. First, I will think back to to like all of the books that I've read in the past year. And I think either what did I really enjoy writing and would maybe want to try something in that same genre, or what did I wish that I read more of but just didn't find, and then I try to fill that genre. You know, I try to figure out either what's really working and go with that, or what's missing right now from, you know, new releases and things. There's no one saying that that can't be your book that fills that niche. So that's sort of the first step for me as I kind of just think about my own reading habits. Then I usually find a writing buddy, which is usually my friend Liz, but I've got a few others. And then I usually try to schedule like a brunch or a coffee, and then we just sit down and we just talk, and we just sort of throw ideas at each other and see what sticks. And usually I go away from those brainstorming sessions with a lot more than I went to them with. Read us the first sentence from one of your novels. Okay, so I kind of went through some of my old novel drafts. Let's see, which one did I pull up? I think this is my novel from 2012. This novel is called The Do-Overs, and the first sentence is, June 2nd, 10:13 a.m. I used to like writing. And the final question is, why do you love writing? This is actually a really hard question for me to answer because I just love writing. I just love it. And coming up with a concrete reason for why is kind of difficult. It's something that I've always just felt compelled to do. I never had that like I hate writing phase in school like a lot of people did. I didn't love writing essays, but like I still always loved writing. If there was a writing option for an assignment, I'd always pick that one. So it's always just sort of been part of me. It's just something that I love doing. But also I feel like so much of my life has been defined by really important special books, and the way that these books have made me feel, and the things that these books have taught me about life and helped me not to feel alone and helped me to connect with other people. And so knowing how important books are to me and to many others, and how much I've always loved writing, has made me really want to try to write books that can do that for other people. I guess I recognize the value of books and have always wanted to try to write something that matters to other people, for myself and for others. So that's sort of my weird answer. I love writing, and I hope to someday share my books with you guys. So this has been the NaNoWriMo Tag. I would absolutely love to see you guys answer some of these questions. I am very excited to see what everyone's writing this year. I'm really nervous about November, but it's year 10, so bring it on, and I will see you guys soon. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Kristina Horner if you want to participate in writing sprints. I will definitely need them this year because now I have a full-time job, so Nano's gonna be harder, and I'm gonna need those writing sprints. Seriously, thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you for always coming back in November to do NaNoWriMo with me. It means so much that this is such a community activity. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.